first the fish used to scurry away. And I came there so often every day that pretty soon they didn't scurry away, you know. Maybe they thought I was a bear, but a peaceful bear, and I wasn't gonna eat them. Whatever it was, they got used to it. I mean, but you gotta imagine there's paranoia in the environment. And I'm going up to a hilly tree, you know what I mean, forest, where that kind of environment is, you know what I mean? So every day, boss man don't know what you're doing, but you're getting rejuvenated every day, you're getting revived, you're getting, you know, normalized. Because boss man figure out it after a while. And then the Oakland Hills, man, even when I go there now, that's like a refuge. You know, when I go up there, I don't even have to go a block. I'm already, you know what I mean? It's like you've seen a comedy show so many times that you start laughing as soon as it come on. Right? As soon as they show the credits, you start laughing. That's what happened. I was watching Amos and Andy not long ago. My friend had the whole Amos and Andy thing, 1951, all the way up, probably 53. So when they'd show the credits, I'd start laughing. This is like something recently. I started laughing because I already know I've seen every one of them. So it don't make no difference which one it is. I'm already laughing. It's like you're prepared for something. This movement that we're a part of, Allah prepared somebody or something for this, and they come out all right. You know, like just coming out is one thing, surviving is one thing, but coming out all right. Coming out all right where some people you go to is involved in the movement, hey man, no man, I had enough. You know, some people just say, I'm done. They're good people, I'm done. You know, it's not worth it, I don't like it anymore. Anything. Some people last 5 years, some people last 10 years. But beyond that, when you get way up into 20 years, you're getting into, the air gets rarefied up there. And when you talk about 40 or 50 years, you may be up there by yourself. You may be up there by yourself. And it's clear from looking around. It's a simple question. Where is everybody, right? Where, right? Is it accidental that in everybody's, they sin, they do what they're told. So the Imams up in New York, they told, okay, we're going to drop this guy down. This could have been 50 years ago, almost 40 years ago. And they come right in and do their job. They don't have any, and they do it with vigor. Working for Boss Man, they do it with vigor, like, this is a great job. You know, but there's something to remember though. Everybody's a human being. And you keep surviving so long, pretty soon, believe it or not, you can affect Negroes. Real born and bred coons, you can affect them. They're human. They're human, and pretty soon, your focus might be not only educating the public, but educating the coons. Like, they all know they're coons, they're sitting right at the table. I mean, you could almost hear them talking when they're talking about you. I mean, you don't technically hear them, but you see who they, you know, you can tell that, yeah, they just mess with so-and-so, he just mess with this crew or that crew. Because they smell the same, you know what I mean, they have characteristics that they don't know, but you know. That's something that's different. You hang around long enough, and people have characteristics that they don't know. I had to tell people, it was 10, 15 years ago, about the senior snitch. In a group, I don't know if you remember me talking about the senior snitch. The senior snitch is like, if it's a group of us together, right? Right. The people are not, unless they done cleared everything with each other, the senior snitch is going to direct the dialogue and the flow, right? And then everybody else going to tune in on that. And they're gonna, the senior snitch will be visible to you. You're looking right at him. And then one time you might say, hey, would y'all like to do this, that, and other? And then everybody will look at, they don't know what they're doing. They look at the senior snitch. Right. They do. They look at y'all, and I'm not gonna say, I told y'all was talented. I told you I've been knowing this for a long time. I got everybody's name ready. No, you don't do that. Look, this is the funny thing. This is a new territory. We'll cut a whole new trail. Nobody, I don't care how silly it looks, nobody has been here before. You have to tell the truth. Have you read anything about anybody, any group, any movement that have been where we are? No. They just haven't been here. We're blazing a whole new trail. You talking about As-Sabiqun? We're As-Sabiqun par excellence. We're talking about Star Trek going somewhere, that's movie. But we actually blazing a new trail. Nobody, but we have to, because nobody, who wants to go to well, everybody will go to New Worldism, design the future, all of that stuff. They had the chance to do it the other day, but they're not prepared for it. Right? The people, that's why we were just going out. We're just going out, we're just like going fishing. Let's go out and see what the people are doing. That's why we wouldn't, no big deal, people do it. And we'd all just say, remember the white boy that was friendly with us, now he gonna fight the police. We didn't say, white boy, this is that, you was acting friendly with us. We said, that go home, boy. Right. Why? Because we knew it all the time. Right. I mean, we just knew it all the time. And they had to stop because it was, we're there, this is round number 3. They just grabbed the Negro and then one threw a bottle over there. Round number 1, rang the bell. Now this is round number 2. You talk, and this is a wrestling match. This is not a, you know what I mean? This is not real boxing. We calling around like, and here comes so-and-so, and he got the police got him in an airplane, spinning him around, and gonna throw him on the ground. Ain't gonna hurt him, but he gonna. That's a gift from God.
It's all made up like WWE.
That's made up, and we know it's made up, and we're going to act like it's made up. Look, so many people have encouraged us to be violent and to be mad. So no, we can't do that. Because the Quran tell you cover your brother's faults, right? Everybody started out innocently. Nobody said, I want to get me a job and I want to make sure niggas don't get nowhere. No, but they just join this department, that department, and then whatever department you go in, if you colored, they're going to put you on the colored detail. That's right? They're not going to put you. Now, when you get up to Attorney General, they might put you on a couple of white folks, because since white folks can't come over here, Israelis can't come over here, and we only had a couple of programs where Israelis themselves came, and that was in Oakland, psychological guerrilla warfare. One of those to Islamic Institute for Counter-Zionist American Psychology. Boy, the Jews, they didn't stay. They came physically. And And they reported, you could tell, they reported the next day, and that means we won. We won. Can you imagine? If you looked on our name, you've seen some places where they had put whole articles about us. And the articles, sometimes, they was almost word for word our flyer. Right? And right now, we can only put out what, they got you blocked in, and so don't worry, we got it covered. We did it then, and now we're going to do it again, except on a bigger level. They don't know what we're going to do, and half the time, neither do we. But we got the pattern, you know what I mean? So the opportunity will present itself. So let me get back to the subject about the drug war and how it's related to black people and reparations. What we plan to do, and we're going to get somewhere along the way. They talk about the other reparations. That's a little far back. But if we can pull this off, remember, 65% of the people agree, and that's just now, that the government and the historical process in America has been bad for black people. Everybody agree on that. Well, 65, that's what they say. I think they're lying. Almost anybody got enough sense to know, included in that is the drug thing. Now, what we want to do is we want to they got 80% of the people in prison for drug or drug-related. Okay, maybe they won't let the ones that did gangland murders and out, but say 65% of them, right? We're going to try to get them out and reparations. Why? Because they're victims. Everybody knows the society did that now. You see what I mean? Mm-hmm. Everybody knows the society did that. The white folks know it. Everybody knows that, okay, it ain't going to take a whole lot of convincing, right, to prove that the government did that. They knowingly did it to a people who were not prone to, well, they could have been prone to do it, but they wasn't seeking it out. Conspiracy is when you get somebody to do something that they wasn't inclined to do already. You conspired the government entrapment. At least that's old entrapment. Now new entrapment. Boy, they can do anything. No, the Patriot Act, shoot, they can do anything they want. Off to jail you go. Well, they entrap me. They entrap me now. You talking about the old entrapment, wouldn't it? They had to come and trick you into doing something that you wasn't thinking about doing. But now, to the original thing, 65% of the people, 70% of the people, if possible, 80%. There's a comprehensive, system-wide counteroffensive that we're starting from here. When we talk about it, that means that's when we clarify the issue, that's when the thing starts. So we've been way off into this already. So this is from a legal, historical, epic, political, that whole counter-constitutional approach for black people. You're not part of the Constitution. That's not going to be hard to, okay. The administration patterns of misbehavior. Remember we read the thing about the 13th Amendment about penitentiary. Everybody is free to go and do what they want unless you get, charged and all that. Think about not only the North, but think about the South, the old chain gangs and all that. And in the city, you can get arrested for vagrancy, drunkard, you wind up on a chain gang. So instead of letting you lay around in the street, they gobble you up and put you on the chain gang to do work, hard labor. So the man that got somebody picking cotton, he got just a big farmer. Who, in those days, every little town, a medium-sized town, was controlled by a big white man. And there's a whole group of white men under him. In my town, there was Ben Word. He owned the gin, he owned this, that. In fact, they still got and that whole crew under him, W.W. West and all them people. Those people control the town. And if they needed somebody to pick cotton or to do that type of work, if they don't have enough Negroes that are there ready and willing to work, to chop cotton, to pick cotton, and all that stuff they did, well, they can over to the county farm or the chain gang, they come in, they give 50 cents a day, so they might give, the sheriff might get 25 cents a day, and the other 25%, 20 cents, 25 cents, could go anywhere, but it's, the sheriff gonna get his share, and me and you to do all the work, we're not gonna get anything. Those are patterns of behavior institutionalized throughout the South. And it wasn't that much different up north, because in the old days, even in the north and the west, you did certain work. You made license plates, you made clothes in the penitentiary factories. Imagine you got people in the factory and they making, modern times, cable factory in the federal pen. Those missiles that go, in the old days, they made the cables that go, all of them made in cable factory. And they paid the brothers grade number 1. This started in 73, it was $1 something an hour. In 73, that was a nice piece of money, because the Latinos that worked and sent money home, they, with overtime, they went down to the factory just like a regular job, and they might bring home $300. Go back to the early 70s now. $300 a month was big money for them. Yes.
And then, did you have to pay for everything, like phone calls and?
Okay, you didn't get a whole lot of. You didn't get like phone calls. There was phone calls was like you signed a thing and you might get one phone call a month.
Right.
It wasn't phones in the thing.
Right.
Where you just call all day long and waste up all your
Well,
money.
I just mean, it seems like now, well, not seems like, in the penitentiary now, everything costs. You gotta pay for everything.
It's so bad, like, they said that they're gonna do away with these CCS, Correctional Services
Right,
of America,
right.
which all the wardens from the regular old penitentiaries got stock in all them penitentiaries. They do. They help them. Now imagine in the penitentiary, all them jails like Ali and them was in, these new jails, you get one roll of toilet paper a month or something stupid like that. The food is prepared outside and brought in from some little contract. Now, that means the less food you get, the more money they're gonna make. The lower quality of food you get, the more money they're gonna make. Then the educational programs. I went to college in the penitentiary. I went to college in the penitentiary. And you just sign a paper, you get a grant automatically from, you know. I mean, I was a 3.8 student, sometimes 4. I mean, I went to college. I didn't go to college. I ain't never went to no, well, that's not right. I went to classes out here, you know, where you monitor. I don't know if they even do that no more. Allow you to monitor classes. That means you're taking the classes, you don't get a grade, but you get all the stuff to go, you know, now to me, I did that at Berkeley. I did that at Berkeley a lot. I monitored the class. I took classes, Dr. Algar's class, you know, I took the Arabic class, you know what I mean? I took all those classes. Since the professors was friends of mine, you just sit in and you get all the, you know, you get the whole show, you just don't get credit for it, which I didn't want. I did not want no credit. Anyway, so the prisons in those days, you got everything. You're talking about the good old days. Good God Almighty. Hey man, and in the federal system, and in the federal jails, they got the food is prepared outside. The prisons still have kitchen crews, you know, the old-time prisons. But that means you get a chance to cook your own food, and you know what I mean, and you know that. But in the federal prison and in the state prisons now, you have to pay for almost everything. You don't get nothing free like toothpaste and all that stuff. You had to pay for all of that. You used to get all them packages and stuff. That was all free. It was part of the thing. Okay, in the meantime, we want to move toward reparations for those 80% crime-related drug war. That's what we're working on right now. Okay. Now, technically, we thank the system. So we call it a system. We thank you for your counter joint comprehensive plan of action.